The old lady and the clocks. The old lady and the clocks. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna Brianne. Well, I don't give advice, suggestions, information, recommendations. I just share with you my perspective on different topics. I hope you like, share, subscribe to all 5 of my channels. Links pinned to the top of the comment section below. And if the links aren't working, just copy and paste, please. Well, I had read you a poem that I had rewritten, and I found the original version of it, the original kind of unedited version of it. And I think I actually called the poem The Old Lady and Mr. Death. And so this one was my original, called The Old Lady and the Clocks. And I wanted to just read it to you, okay? And so I haven't even read it. I just found it on my computer, so I printed it up. So I'm going to read it for the first time in quite a while. The Old Lady and the Clocks by Dianna Brianne Fairchild. She was old, so very old. Gray hair she did have, hands to face so withered. Late autumn, the leaves so wet, a deep chill in the air. Her house so quiet, almost silent, not a sound of a clock could be heard. The clocks all had stopped so many, many years ago. Those clocks so silent, silent. The grandfather clock would not make a sound. It knew what she knew. Time had stopped, at least for her. She was smart, so she thought, so very smart. She had fooled the old fool, she thought, Father Time. She would not go, she had refused, and successful she was. Her game was trickery, fooled him she must, and had, and she would continue to do so, she thought. Her friends were gone, not one family member left. She was so alone, so very alone. Sad she was, the price she must pay for lingering long after the sand had stopped in the hourglass. The years she lived were well beyond those she could remember. Counting she stopped when the clock stopped. The time was the same on each one. Covered them up she did with black cloth. She did not want to see the clocks, for the hands would tell when time had stopped for her. She had fooled him, old Father Time. She was the master of time. He held no power over her. She would not let Father Time control the clocks. She would control them, and that she did. She knew who he was. She knew him well. She even saw him up close several times. His eyes so sparkling and his smile so warm, but no, she would not go with him. No, no, no. Sweeping her porch she did each day, the wet leaves so stuck, and there he was looking on as she swept, just watching, smiling from afar. She didn't let him get close, but was okay where he was from a distance. Just watching her, he did, day in and day out, year in, year out, trying to get close whenever he could, but no, she would not let him. Always her door she did lock. Evening came and all was dark. Her light she put on. Suddenly a flicker and then none. All was dark, so very dark. A knock at the door. She knew who it was. This time he came to repair, or so he said. But she knew better, would not let him in. No, she would not let him in. She climbed the steps to her bedroom, a flashlight she would get. Suddenly she could hear his voice coming towards. I'm on my first step, Mary. I'm on my second step, Mary. I am here to take you home, Mary. I'm on my third step, Mary. Quit trying to fool me, Mary. On the fourth step, Mary, I'm coming to get you. Panicked as she was, feeble, she waited for him to get to the top. She tricked him again. Quickened by him as fast as her frail body would allow, she made her way down the steps, found her car keys, and out she went. Her old black car sat there, covered in leaves and dirt. Will it start, she thought worriedly. She put the key in, barely a sound, but then grind, grind, and the old car started. Frazzled, scared, she must get away. She had outsmarted him so far. Her mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother all had told stories of him. But she was smart, so very smart, and she would not go willingly as they had done with him. The clock in the car had stopped as well, and she could see when it did. The hands were stuck so that time years ago. No, she must not look at that clock, for if she did, she knew what would happen. Starting the car, and off she went. Haphazard the drive it was, pushing hard the pedal as she had never done in that old car, speeding down the road. The roads were wet, the leaves were stuck, the car spun, veered off the road, spinning around, and then it stopped. Into the ditch the car did go. And out of the ditch she could not get. She grinded the engine, but no luck. She was stuck, alone, so dark, in the ditch. She felt the car move, yes it did, out of the ditch as if someone had pushed. She got out, the car dented, oh my, she did think. Back in she got, her hand on the wheel, her heart pounding, her thoughts confused. In her rearview mirror she did look, and there he was, smiling, eyes gleaming from her back seat. It's time to go, your time to go. Drive on we must, my dear. Trick me no more you can. I am here to take you home to eternity, as I did your mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother. You can fool me no more. So let's drive. Drive on we must, said the man, all dressed in black. The clocks had stopped so long ago, and she had fooled him up till now, but this was it she knew to be. No more can she avoid this master of time. He controlled the clock, not her. An angel perhaps, all dressed in black, the back seat came his smiles. Yes, Mr. Death, he so was. Drive on, eternity waits. You and me must drive on, he continued. She started the car, and on the road they pulled. She felt safe, so calm, unlike before. She knew her trickery fooling him could be no more. So together they did go, on that darkened night, the wind and chills through the air. Together the road they did go, the car no more in sight. The clocks had stopped, but eternity had begun for the old lady and the clocks. So that is my poem, The Old Lady and the Clocks. I think I'll call it Father Time, The Old Lady and the Clocks. How does that sound? I think I'll change the name of that too. But I had wrote that, and I have not read this since I wrote this, and it's been quite a while ago. And then I couldn't find it, and I had redid other versions of it where the clocks could not stop. So I had one where if the clock stopped, then Father Time could step in. And so this was the original version of that, and I thought I would share that with you. That was the original one I wrote. And then, like I said, I know I wrote at least one or two more, and they were slightly different versions. And so it's really a poem story, and I thought I would just share that with you. I love to write, and I never know what I'm going to write about. And I usually like to write about old ladies and wrinkly skin and getting old. And so that was my poem. So I hope you like, share, subscribe to all 5 of my channels. Links pinned to the top of the comment section below. And if you connect with me, I will likely connect with you. Hope to talk to you then. May God bless you. Bye-bye.